party to stand.
All Democratic Alliance. And this is the much anticipated party, the party we've been waiting for. President Tinubu should be running away, should be getting ready to pack his load from Asoro, right?
I don't think we have gotten to that level where we will determine the efficiency and the strength of the political party you are talking about now. It has not been registered. We need to see undergo that process, and we also need to know.
Passed it to Inec.
That's what I'm saying. We need to see all those processes concluded, and then we need to see major players and stakeholders in that party, before we know. I think they started with Nigerian National Democratic Alliance, as they call themselves, and which for me it makes a lot of meaning. If they have gone by that alliance, and about given that is it's been suspected that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has infiltrated all the opposition political parties, so they need to just I think there's a man that was suggesting that there's no need of continuing with any of these opposition parties. They should look for a way to float another party, definitely. But this one now, they call it Ada. Ada for me, it's an Igbo word meaning woman, first daughter. So they Adamma. So I don't understand, But well, anyway, they say it's alliance, democratic, whatever, all democratic alliance.
All Democratic Alliance.
Yeah, it's party, but they didn't put party there. So I don't know whether it does alliance, but there's no party attached.
Coming together.
Yes, but there's no party attached to the name. Like all Democratic Alliance Party. We didn't see that anyway. Well, we need to see who that's going to be involved. Then, what is their plan at the end of the day? Because anything that's going to put Atiku as the candidate of any party, my brother, everybody will get it in it. I can tell you.
Everybody will get it. Or some people will get it.
What I'm telling you, what I'm telling you, we will collapse the structure to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he will continue. As simple as that. We cannot afford another northerner. Bros, I can tell you, if I'm if I'm in a position, yes. On one reason, that the northerners will not continue to show this domineering influence politically and otherwise. It's not accepted. There should be level of fair play and justice. People have voted for them in the past. They've all enjoyed more than any other. They should allow the South to be. So if El-Rufai has made that statement before, that they are going to look for a replacement from the South, let us believe from that angle. But anything that will bring a northern candidate as president, bros, it is a walkover for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As simple as that. Because the South, the entire South, I repeat, the entire South will not vote for any northerner. I can tell you that.
Come to think of it, these are recycled politicians, and Nigerians are raising concerns about this kind of ideology and their vision for the party. Do you think this is a genuine thought force?
And for me, that's what I'm saying. Nigerians still need to wait for some time and see, how they are going to factor themselves into a proper, alternative for APC at the end of the day. So if they don't factor themselves very well, they will begin to know. We cannot be singing their praises now, because these politicians can never be trusted. As I'm talking to you now, close to 300 trillion NPC money is missing now, and it's in their hands. 200, almost 300 trillion unaccounted for, missing. So, and these are the people who have been recycling themselves often on their leaders and all that. Imagine that kind of money missing from our coffers, and everybody is silent. The presidency cannot do anything. So let us see. They are the ones that have the money to throw around and do whatever we want to do. But we must put them on the scale at the end of the day.
All right, Adebayo, Would you say the plan has been sealed?
Well,
Ada,
for me, I'm not going to say the plan has been sealed. First and foremost, looking at what's the agenda and their basic game plan, you know, let's not talk about the relationship aspect between the Northerners and the Easterners. Can it work to provide them their aim and their agenda? I stand on that very point. The relationship between the Northerners and the Easterners, can it work? It cannot work. Because I want to buttress the point of Oyeze. I want to say it's goodbye for the Northerners.
goodbye.
Goodbye to them.
As well.
In producing whosoever to represent Nigeria again as the president, we are not expecting whosoever from the North to come again and take the mandate of Nigeria. Look at the situation of things right now in Nigeria. It's a fingerprint of the Northerners. They have harbored evil for the South, for the Southeast, for the Southwest. You know, and we need to do away with all this. So we are not expecting anybody from the Northerners to come again and take over. And for the new elected party, the Ada whatever, ADA, they say they are playing. They are playing on Shireni. No, they are playing. You know, they cannot give the present structure of Ashiwaju a fight.
They are playing. They are playing. Remember what happened to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in 2015? They are playing. They are playing. He was ousted.
Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is
through a coalition.
Through a coalition. He's not a game player. He's not a game changer. He's not a core politician. You know, he's not tactical on his game ground. So you cannot compare the issue of Ebele Jonathan to the Ashwaj Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You know. So in that aspect, you know, I stand firm and I believe they have nothing to offer.
But is the party an alternative to what we want?
Well, let me tell you, Mike, let me be very specific. What I want is a merger, a coalition. Well, I'm not interested in the party. A coalition, you know, I will ask this man to go and excuse Nigerians for now. I don't want to know the party. That is my own opinion.
You don't want to know the party, but what about the personality?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, this Ada now, our first daughter now, can collapse their structure, whatever they have, having PDP there, whether the old or new PDP, having Labour Party there, having NPP there, having ABGA there too. They collapse their structure to one particular party. They can adopt this other too can also be adopted by a Labour Party. You understand what I'm saying? So it must not be other that we fly the flag for any candidate. They can be adopted too. You understand what I'm saying? So on that ground now, I am not saying they cannot float any party. Of course, it is good because of the fear that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has infiltrated everywhere. Now, based on that, now let us see what Inec is going to do at the end of the day. Let us see another angle, which is very, very important: how they are going to reform the electoral process at the end of the day. That area is also on the other side, and they must do this in such a way that Nigerians doesn't need to queue on the sun again to vote for anybody. People can just sit down in the house on the voting day and just say, "Okay, I'm using my phone." You look at all the candidates. You said, "Okay, this is the direction I'm going," without being influenced by anybody. The federal government wouldn't mind declaring a public holiday for presidential election. Let us test the might. This is AI era. We are still taking us all the way 24 hours at this point to analog, where we come and queue like Mugu on the street. At the end of the day, they will turn Nigeria upside down. In as much that you can stay in your house and do transfer, bros, we can stay in our house like their children too that doesn't come out and vote and do our voting. That's the area I'm looking at it. So whatever it is, the party does not matter. But what matters at this point is that which Mr. Integrity are they giving to Nigerians from the opposition or from the coalition angle?
All right, let's quickly go to the comment section. We have K. Odulaja saying something here. Good morning, Onyezi. I disagree with you on that note regarding Tinubu staying beyond 2027 because he's been woeful. Said he disagrees with you.
Maybe he didn't, Mr. K. Odulaja, maybe you didn't understand what I'm saying. You didn't understand what I'm saying.
You are talking about no-go area for Northerners.
Yes, for now. No, okay, no, let me tell you why Tinubu will definitely have a fair ride at the end of the day. By the time Obi stays on his own, Atiku stays his own, they have divided their strength. And Tinubu will capitalize on that, and that's the way. Understand the angle I'm going. I'm not saying that, Nigerians are too comfortable with Tinubu's administration. But what I'm saying that, if the North continue to, drag this thing to their own favor, 2027, I tell you, Obi will not be vice president to Atiku. Atiku, I don't think he will want to be a vice president to Obi. But what I'm saying at this point is that El-Rufai has made a certain statement in the past. Atiku too is suspicious of his ambition. But if he can be at the background at the end of the day and support a replacement from the Southerner, from the South, then I think to an extent, Nigeria will begin to look at it from that angle. But coming to form a political party and other opposition parties said, okay, the North cannot have it after the turn of the South. No, understand, it's logical. We saw it in 2023. When the North and the Southwest merged, they produced results. That is the game. There's no how that the North alone can produce presidency. Even though Atiku share everybody in Nigeria 200 million naira each. They cannot produce presidency.
Says you.
The North alone cannot produce presidency without voting from the South. I'm not talking about meeting the 25% requirement. I'm talking about the voting strength now. You understand what I'm saying? Because yes, the middle belt is already divided. Even though there's this plan to make sure that at the end of the day, but there's a factor there because the current secretary to the federal government now is from middle belt.
And of course, there have been calls for Obi not to deputize Atiku in the 2027 election. But don't you see Amechi as an alternative? No.
Let me tell you where you are seeing all these old horse now.
Aren't you seeing a game plan?
No. I'm not seeing anything. These are the people that led the coalition, the merger that gave Bola Ahmed Tinubu victory. And these are the people, they know the structure, they know where to talk. El-Rufai played a very prominent role.
Amechi didn't play any role. Yeah? He also contested in the primaries. Are you talking about El-Rufai?
No, I'm talking about El-Rufai.
Okay.
No, remember too, the coalition that brought Buhari to power. Amechi was there.
Played a vital role.
Amechi was there, But if you look at the way it is now, it will be rather difficult. Look at the statement coming from the Emir of Kano, Sanusi. They have automatically, as I'm talking to you now, every billboard that have Tinubu in the North is being brought down. Do you understand me? So the South are watching, and Bola Tinubu is also playing a smart one by making sure that he sits comfortably in anything that has to do with South, including the Southeast. By getting the governors, positioning them, giving them what they need, to persecute that 2027 election at the end of the day. So when he feels satisfied now, I think his focus is good. Bola Tinubu have never moved to the north. We have not seen any political move yet towards the northern part. So he is preparing himself. So to make it easier for him, the North and Atiku should jettison, because it's still the turn of the South. This man just left power now. They should not bring that calculation at all. After Obi, after I become president, Organa rubbish. So Obi will now become vice president to Atiku. Then after Atiku will do 4 years, now hand. That other one are trash. I don't think Obi will buy into that kind of idea. And I don't think Nigerians will be too comfortable to vote another Northerner at the end of the day.
Is it true that Nigeria will not be comfortable to vote another Northerner?
Like I initially stated, it will never be possible for Nigeria to vote another Northerners. You know, I need to stand firmly and buttress that point. We can't vote in another Northerners to come and enslave the entire Nigerian. I think it is becoming too much and too viral for the Northerners these days, trying to prove that their dominality over power. You know, try to be too dictative over millions of Nigerians. You know, they are too desperate and they are too anxious of retaining power. You know, trying to when did Buhari handed over, when Shakeup take over, now they are pressing force to take over in all means. Why are they so desperate? And like I also stated, the relationship between the Northerners and the Easterners cannot work. Because I personally, I don't want to be sentimental. I will never tell Peter Obi to deputize Atiku. Atiku is a terrorist and is a criminal. You know, so such.
How is Atiku a terrorist?
He's a terrorist. He know within himself, and all the Northern stakeholders knows him, and they know the key role him and El-Rufai they are playing to enslave other Westerners in Nigeria. So they cannot deny that he's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a certificated rogue. So we can't just fold our hands and expect such person to take over the mandate of Nigeria, ruling the responsible people. I want to say, I'm sorry to say, he's a cow. Such person cannot rule the responsible ones in Nigeria. You know, so I don't see that coalition working together. And Obi will never step. If Obi should step down, allow Atiku to go ahead and rule Nigeria, to deputize him, I will lose the interest and the respect and the passion I have towards Obi. You know, in seeing him as a future leader of Nigeria. You understand me? So I want to say there are some special criteria about Obi and the intelligence factor about Obi, which I believe it should not take too low by allowing Atiku to overshadow him by the money mongering, Nigerian money that he has swallowed and forcefully withdraw from Nigeria. Atiku, when he was in power under the PDP era, they are the one that led Nigeria into this present situation today. He siphoned the Nigerian money. He siphoned the Nigerian resources. And all the resources and the Nigerian money which Atiku siphoned, none of it is being established in Nigeria for the average poor man to benefit. He took all our resources outside the country, to Dubai, to China, to other countries. You know, so they are the one that led Nigeria to this present situation. So I'm not expecting whosoever from the west or from the east to collaborate or to give Atiku any mandate to rule Nigeria.
Yes, Mike, I want us to react to something. While we are doing this thing professionally, trying to get, let us collect what impression. You know, there's no how we can call Atiku a terrorist or a criminal. Please, I reject that. Or in total, the reason is very clear. You know, there's no court that has established this allegation. So Atiku should be seen. For me, Atiku under Obasanjo gave Nigeria the best technocrat in the history of this country. Best selected, and some of these technocrats we are seeing today was actually picked by Atiku. The best under Obasanjo, the best hands ever in the history. Most of them are all over the world. Atiku is the one that discovered them. Yeah. Atiku has done some level of things. The issue of privatization, was a brainchild of Atiku. The only thing they have problem is whatever it is, the third term or whatever. But to an extent, there's no court of competent jurisdiction, that has found Atiku wanting for criminality or for sponsoring of. Even when they were putting the list there, the Atiku name was not there. But I understand that these things are being powered by these politicians. But I think we'll take an exception on that.
All right.
Australia, I want to quickly correct an impression. Let me just put it under tradition of misdiction of tongues.
Okay.
I call him a terrorist or a criminal. Sincerely apologize for that.
Okay.
But I still stand on my words. There is no way, there is no space for Atiku to take over the mandate of Nigeria. I stand on that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sea to stand. Sea to stand.